After the kidnapping of 2 Japanese by ISIL, Japan unexpectedly finds itself thrust into the middle of the so-called War on Terror. Questions continue to arise as to how Japan should respond to such terror situations and the War on Terror in general. WCN catches up with Osamu Miyata, president of the Center of Contemporary Islamic Studies in Japan, who offers a surprising solution.
いろんなそのチャンネルを使ってですね、忘れられた、つまりイスラム国の支配地域に置かれている人たちへの支援というものをですね、考えていった方がいい。で、それとあとイスラム国、あんまり考えたくなんて言ったらいいんだろう。イスラム国もやっぱりメンツがあると思うんですね。で、イスラム国のそのメンツを考えてもですね、日本がイスラム国に対して感謝されると言ったらあれですけども、イスラム国のに貢献するような、それもなんか今の国際情勢の中では怒られるような発言かもしれませんけども、住民たちにを支援するということは、別に例えば医療品の供与とか提供とかいったものはですね、これは人道上の支援というのは、日本が仮にイスラム国支配下の人たちにやってもですね、そんなに大きな国際的な批判は浴びないんではないかという気がします。
In this current situation, I believe that the Japanese government should try to maintain many channels of communications, and also, again, as I've repeatedly said, try not to forget these people that are suffering who live in the areas dominated by ISIL at present. I understand, again, from a practical point of view, it is very, very difficult to provide aid to these people, but I think we have to try to think of every possible way to achieve this. At the same time, again, I search for the correct word to describe the idea that I'm thinking of, but I believe that this ISIL organization has pride. They want to save face, and I understand that perhaps the word is not correct to say thank you to the ISIL organization, and perhaps the idea of trying to provide some kind of a humanitarian aid to ISIL that would be converted into humanitarian aid for the people under their control. To providing that kind of contribution might draw criticism from the international community given the current situation. However, in spite of this, if Japan were to offer some kind of humanitarian aid through ISIL to the people under their control, humanitarian aid such as, for example, medical supplies, I think that kind of humanitarian contribution would not necessarily draw that much fire from other nations.
We asked Mr. Osamu how high his optimism is that the aid would go to those affected, and if he thought Prime Minister Abe would consider such a radical proposal.
それ大変難しいことなんですね。つまりイスラム国の支配地域に物資が届くとか、それもやっぱりですね、私はイラク政府がですね、真摯にスニ派住民に対してですね、福利を与える、福利の改善を考えるということを、考えればですね、何らかのチャンネルがあるはずなんですね。で、例えばですね、赤十字というのはイスラム世界にありません。ただ、赤十字に代わる赤新月社というレッドクレセントという、組織がある。そういったものを通じてですね、スンニ派の困窮する住民たちに支援を与えることができるんではないかという気がします。で、さっきも言いましたけれども、医薬品とか、あるいは食料を与える、ということはですね、別にISILを強化することにはならないと思うんですね。で、やっぱりISILがなぜ台頭しているか、これやっぱりですね、私はイラク政府の責任って非常にやっぱり大きいと思うんですね。で、イラク政府はそういう自覚を持ってですね、国民に広く社会経済的な恩恵を与えるということをですね、これ単に外国の支援に頼るだけではなくて、自分たちの自助努力というものをですね、持っていかなければいけない。それが残念なことに前のノリマレキという政権がありましたけど、どうやらそういうものが視野に入ってなかった。それがイラクの事情を悪くしていると思うんですね。ですからこれからISILどういうふうになっていくか分かりませんけれども、今、アメリカは短期的にはですね、イラク政府軍やシーア派の民兵組織や、あるいは 言われているのはそのイランの革命防衛隊が入ってイラクに入ってアイシルと戦っているということも言われますけれども、短期的にはそういうことが効果を持つかもしれませんけれども、いろんなそのチャンネルを使ってですね、チャンネルを使ったり、あるいはどういうチャンネルがあるかということを考えてですね、スンニ派の困窮した人たちに何らかのその支援の手を差し伸べるということは緊急に必要なことだと思います。
It's a very, very difficult question. How can we ensure that the commodities or the help, humanitarian aid, really reaches the people that need it? And I believe that, however, if the Iraqi government can be convinced, can sort of change their ways a little bit and truly show that they are willing to look after the Shiite population within their borders, if they are willing to provide basic welfare, humanitarian assistance, then I think things can change. And I also think that, and I think this has been mentioned before, that not the Red Cross but the Red Crescent organization could be a medium through which Japanese aid could be provided. And the aid that would be provided would be, for example, medical supplies, pharmaceuticals, foods. These are things that will not strengthen ISIL militarily. And again, it goes back to the original question that I've been repeating over and over again. Why was ISIL able to gain such power and support so quickly in such a large way? I think much of the responsibility lies with the Iraqi government. And I think they need to understand, first of all, they need to become aware of the fact that they do bear a tremendous responsibility, that they did not take the idea of ensuring that social and economic benefits reached all of their citizens, and that for the people that were suffering, they depended simply on foreign aid. I think the Iraqi government needs to very much change its ways and realize that it has made mistakes in the past, and that is one way that I think that ISIL perhaps can be more weakened.